guys, welcome back to another episode on Adventure Works. This one's a little different. I'm actually going for a pilot's license, and the first step to pilot's license is you need a medical exam. So that's literally where I'm sitting right in front of right now is a medical exam for my Category 3 aviation, which is just for my private pilot's license. I'll try and do some filming inside. I'll ask, but it is a doctor's office. COVID with the whole pandemic, I'm kind of leaning to no, but I'll give you guys a little status update when I get out, if I don't get to film. But if so, hopefully you guys will get to see a little bit of what I have to go through to pass the medical exam. Wish me luck. Well, you guys, I am in the doctor's office. I weigh like 73.5 kilograms. I'm still like 5'10", and I still got 20/20 vision apparently. So that's a good start. Took a urine sample of mine and just waiting for the doctor now. Still very nervous for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, you guys. Well, we made it back from the doctor's office. I passed my Category 3 medical. That was very, very thorough. He checked everything pretty much, like made sure I had no hernias, made me drop trowels that way. It got touchy. Everything short from pretty much a prostate exam is what happened, he says. They checked for color blindness, a whole bunch of other things. The list goes on and on. I could go on all night. It took about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do the medical. It costs $180. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, what? To go check and make sure your medical isn't Canadian medical free? It's free, but not for that. That was over and above, and he said it's pretty much the exact same as my Category 1 medical, which would be for a commercial pilot's license if I want to be paid to fly, which I don't. I'm just going to be my own pilot. This is for me and Miss Adventure Works to go have some fun and some amazing views. And now that I know that I am healthy enough, he is going to mail my paperwork to Transport Canada, which is going to take probably a few weeks is my guess, but it is what it is. And they'll get back to me and send me a medical certificate to say that I am fit for flying. So, now that that's out of the way, I get to start looking into ground schools. There's only two in particular that I'm really looking at that Transport Canada really likes, so those are going to be the two that I main focus on. I will do a video of pros and cons, and by then I might have picked a school and am already in the ground school by the time you see that video, but that will be at a later date. And during that too is I got to start to find a flight instructor. That is my next and one of my most important things, because I am going to be spending roughly 40 hours with this person up in the air. Well, I shouldn't say 40. It's a 45-hour minimum requirement for Transport Canada. After about 20 to 25, I'll start to do probably solo flights. And so I got 25 to 30, maybe 35 hours. Depends how much I apply myself to this, and that will depict how fast I can get my personal pilot's license. Yeah. After that, once I find who I think I want to be my flight instructor, I'm gonna go do what's called an introductory flight. I'm going to see if Miss Adventure Works can come for a flight. That will be her first ever flight. She has never flown. So for her to support me in this endeavor is huge, because she has never flown and she is willing to let me learn how to fly and fly her. It may not be her first flight ever, but at one point and another, I will be flying Miss Adventure Works around. So for her to trust me is huge. I'm going to take this very seriously. I'm going to pick the best ground school that I think is good for me and my learning capabilities and what I can absorb. I absorb off of videos and visual content, not like MP3s and voice. And I don't do good in a class environment, so I cannot go in person, and there's no real airports near me. It's going to take at least an hour for me to drive to a ground school, so that's out of the question. It's going to be all done via computer. I'm very kind of nervous about an introductory flight. I've been in big planes, a few smaller planes, but that was only with family and I trusted them. So, but this is a flight instructor, so I am going to be putting my life and ultimately my friends and family's lives in his hands, because I got to learn off of him. And if I learn wrong, well, you know, planes don't pull over, so they fall out of the sky. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna get on top of looking at ground schools and looking into flight instructors that are near me. That is a huge thing, because I have a few choices. One being relatively close, about half an hour, 35 minutes, and then the furthest one is like an hour and a half away. So, but that all comes in choice, prices. If one's substantially cheaper, then there might be red flags there, so I might end up having to drive an hour and a half. We don't know yet. But either way, Class 3 medical is check, done, super excited, and we are off to the next chapter. It's going to kind of roll here kind of quick, you guys, for the next month. I'm going to be like, well, even like the next 2 weeks are going to be like video after video after video, and then they're going to slow down a little bit because of my flight school and ground school is going to be mixed. That's what I'm going to try and do, is what I learn in ground school, I'm going to implement in flight school, and what I learn in flight school, I'm going to implement in ground school. So I'm going to try and accelerate this and do it as fast as I can, the most efficient and cost-effective way to get a pilot's license, because this is going to be a good chunk of change. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope I earned a subscription. Hit that subscription button, smash the like button, hit the notification buttons for future content on how to get your private pilot's license, because there'll be a lot of videos. It's going to be ground school, flight school, pros and cons of the ground schools that I chose and looked at, scams that flight instructors do that will take your money, just a whole variety. And then at the very end, once I do have my private pilot's license, we're going to take a look at how much it truly costs. I've heard upwards in the neighborhood of $8,000 to $10,000. I'm hoping to do it in 6 to 8, but we'll see. I'm gonna probably get a flight simulator. I know I probably don't need it, but it's kind of a want. I think it would be cool to have a flight simulator and practice what I learned in flight school, and then try and see if I can carry on with it in on the computer here. So stay tuned to that too, because that's going to be a totally separate video. Yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. I was really really nervous when I was showing up to the doctor's office for really no reason. I'm fit as old beat up mule, but they're gonna let me fly an airplane, so I'm super excited. And it turns out that he might even take me on as my family doctor, because I do not have a family doctor. Shockingly enough, he's willing to take me on as a patient. He said I'm fit and healthy, and he wants to keep me that way. So that's awesome. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for future content on how to get your private pilot's license.